the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nika, and with last night's episode of The Have and Have Nots, this is season 4, episode 17, entitled The Accident. We start right back off at that crime mansion, child. Veronica and Jeffrey, face to face. He done stabbed her. He don't look like he feel nothing about it, other than kind of happy. And he walks off. He just walk out the house. She started talking about she can't believe he did it. Catherine, she's struggling, poor thing, to get her ass up off that couch to get over there to Veronica. Meanwhile, Hannah standing there like, ain't this some shit? Well, anyhow, Catherine tells Hannah to call 911 for Veronica. She doing it. 911 operator getting a little information, but Veronica in the background trying to make sure that she put her son completely under the bus. She still ain't learned that messing with this boy is the reason why he done snapped on you and stabbed you. And she continues to press on. Well, out of all the noise in the background and the 911 operator asking Hannah a whole bunch of fuck shit questions, Hannah gets up and walks out of the room, say she can't hear. What she did was basically get away from Veronica so that 911 operator couldn't ask her, what Veronica's saying, because she was starting to ask, what is that in the background. She went so far as to ask Hannah who she is, and Hannah like, why? She was like, well, I need to know who you are. Hannah say, bystander. She went over in that dining room area, covered that microphone as Veronica was giving out a description of Jeffrey. Once she finished doing that and it quieted down, basically all Hannah said was, look, we need some 911 operators over here. She just got a small, issue, and it's nothing that bad. Ain't nobody hurt her, nothing like that. So she hangs up with them. She come back into the sitting area, and you got Veronica want to sit there and call a woman bitches. She told her, do you want me to push that shit even deeper into you? See, she not here. Hannah not here for Veronica. She can't stand her ass. She told her, look, you need to, it came about her son again and everything. Bitch, stop fucking with my son. That's what you can do for me, and I can be happily getting out your life. She told Catherine, I don't believe she called 911 because she enjoying it. She said, why would I enjoy this? I'm not enjoying this, and I did call 911. Catherine looked at Hannah like, did you call 911? Hannah looked at her and said, look, I don't lie. I said I called 911. Y'all see me getting on the phone with the people. They coming out here to take care of her. So it is what it is, Catherine would have started getting red right then. But anyway, let's go down to the jail, and David finally arrives down there to break the news to Jim, but Jim lets him know Hannah already been here, and I know. He said, I need you to get Jennifer Salison to come down here because I need to tell her that she's the reason why my son dead. David told him, I don't think that's a good idea because she is the prosecuting attorney over this case for you, and you don't want to rock the boat, okay? Well, Jim said, David, I need you to do me a favor, because he asked him, had you seen him? And he said, no, I haven't seen him yet. He said, I need you to go down there to the morgue, and I need you to identify my son's body. Then I need you to come back and tell me all of this is a dream. It was some kind of mistake that my son is not dead. Y'all, I don't know why I felt sorry for Jim in that moment, but I really did. I felt bad because as a parent, the last thing you want to hear is something that happened to your egg, and something clearly had happened to his egg. Even David felt a sense of remorse for this man, and he began to cry as well. But he told him, I will go identify this body, and I will come back and tell you the results of what I see. I can't tell you that it ain't gonna be your son's body, and he gonna be alive. I can only tell you I'll go identify the body. He gets up and he leaves, and Jim breaks down in that interrogation room. Y'all, I'm sorry, I don't know if him and Catherine was trying to one-up each other in these scenes, because I actually felt bad for him, okay? Now, Jeffrey, he done freaked out. He going to the hotel, child, he losing it. In his mind, he replaying all the mess and the drama and the ugly things that he has endured at the hands of his mama, all down to Melissa, child, he losing it. So he called Candace and he tells her he stabbed his mom. She was like, what? Is she dead? He said, I don't know if she's dead or not. She said, well, you better find out, because if she ain't dead, you know we going down now for real. He said, he wanted her to come to the hotel. Well, Candace still in the middle of all that other mess she had going on. So she tell him that she'll be there in about an hour. He said, nah, I need you now. She said, well, look, this is what we're going to do in case your mom does start to talk. They won't be able to easily find you. I'm going to get my friend Erica Bonds to get a hotel in her name. You get the key and you go there and you wait on me, and I am coming. Just hold down, my boy. Hold down, okay? He tell her okay, but he hang up, and guess who he called? He called White Chocolate, baby. He called White Chocolate. White Chocolate in the bed at home with Wifey, who happens to, I don't know if it's because it was dim light in there or whatever, but that woman look a whole lot better in that scene than she did when we met her down at the bar at the Sarandon. But Jeffrey on the phone talking about he need him right now, and y'all know he gonna get up and go. But my thing is, Jeffrey, you ain't been knowing him that long, and you already done killed Quincy. You don't need to be going down here calling this man. We don't call the po-po hoe when we do some dirty shit like that. Do not call the po-po hoe. He called the po-po hoe. Anyway, he agreed to come, and he getting out of bed, and old wifey wakes up, and she asking where he going. He said it's a homicide. She saying, ain't this your night off though? He said, yeah, it is. He said, but this is how it goes. This how it roll when we do this type of shit. And her being a judge, she know the routine. So she just tell him to be careful, and he leave. Now, let's go down to DA girl office, because David done made it down there to her there. And basically, he asking her to drop the case against Jim. And she looking at him like, what and why? Children deaths period don't stop the process of convicting a person if they have enough evidence against you to even arrest you. It's sad when I have seen, over the years, I done seen people have to be brought to their family members from the jail, funerals from the jail. So just because he done just, unfortunately, for what we know right now, have lost 2 of his children, don't mean that just because he lost his children, the world stops and things start going according to where he wants it to go. Those charges still stand against him. In fact, she shows David a picture of the blood spatter pattern from Amanda's bedroom the day of the suicide. And David still on this let Jim go type of bullshit. Dropped the case, and she was like, I can't do that, David. Basically, I'm not going to be able to do this for you. And I don't know, only in white America will you think that you can go down there to the DA's office and say, look, both of these people, both of this man's son that y'all got on lockdown for all this shit he done did, the runaway car and various other things, I think y'all should just drop the case, because now his daughter and his son has passed away within a short period of time, and he just downtrodden. That girl wasn't trying to hit it. She said, look at the picture. What does this picture say to you? First, David asked what was the body. She said the body is still at an undisclosed location until they can figure out if there was any foul play. Then she started talking about that picture again, and she said, for someone who committed suicide, how did all that blood get on the ceiling, lampshade, and all over the floor? There's no way possible that Amanda could have did all of this here. And he basically don't understand. He was like, look, the medical examiner ruled it a suicide. She said, yes, he did. But the first detective that came had felt like it was some foul play involved. But because the ME overruled that due to the fact he's friends with the Cryer family, that's the reason why it was ruled that. However, the medical examiner has now retired, and we are looking to reopen this case because clearly something more than a suicide went on there, okay? She tell him the name of the detective, which is Detective Blake, and tell him to give him a call. That way he can give you the room number and you can go and identify Wyatt's body. She also started talking about Maggie Day, asking him, don't you think it's kind of suspicious that Maggie got killed at your wife's house? In other words, she feel like Veronica had something to do with that as well. Child. So we can see now that they finna rehash some shit from a couple of seasons ago. We all had questions when Amanda first died about how bloody that room was. But I assumed that it was a part of Tyler Perryisms and we was just going to be left hanging. It is what it is. But apparently they're going to do that. They're going to reopen this case. And David going to call the Detective Blake so he can get the hotel number so he can go and identify the body. Now, I got a question. It's the middle of the motherfucking night, okay? Why the hell is Benny and Mitch sitting out there in that car waiting in front of that campaign headquarters waiting on David to come? Why would David show up? See, this kind of shit I'm saying. And Mitch, you dead wrong. You the one with the most sense, seem like it, out of you and Benny. Why in the world would you be sitting there waiting on this man to show up in the middle of the night, child? And then another question is, why didn't your ass just change your numbers to your shop? That way when people get on Miss Google, she can find you. You would still have your business open. Why are we study hunting this man down if you're losing business to the amount that you seem like you are? Why are you doing that? I don't understand it, honey. I don't understand it. I forgot to tell y'all, in that conversation D.A. Girl was having with David, she asked him would he be going to Washington for Maggie Day's funeral. He said no. She said she's surprised because according to, from what it seemed like from her, Maggie got a lot closer to David than she ever could. So she, again, she think Veronica got something to do with this. And because she got Love Jones for David, she sure gonna follow this up. But they also finna reopen the case of Amanda. Now let's go back to this park car with these dummies in it. Now, Mitch gonna tell him, man, these people like this, they don't respond to threats and things like that. You got to hit them where it hurt. What about his wife? Well, Benny done already said, I done smashed his wife, she was good, and ain't nothing. What about his son? So now they gonna go visit poor Jeffrey, adding more fuel to what Jeffrey already going through with this fire he done created for himself. Because, baby, one thing we know, he is no motherfucking joke when it comes to knives. Jeffrey is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to them damn knives. Because he will cut your bitch quicker than a hoe in the project that pull a blade from under her tongue. He will give it to you and give it to you quick, okay? So y'all might want to think about it when y'all roll up on Jeffrey. Because he, I don't mean to be funny, but I know R. Kelly say when a woman fed up, but look like when a Jeffrey fed up, if you ask me, child. Justin finally, White Chocolate shows up at the hotel and Jeffrey distraught. He talking about, man, you can't be calling me at home. How you get your number? Or was that a sale? Anywho, he realized something ain't right with Jeffrey. Jeffrey just hauls out, I think I killed my mama. He was like, you killed your mama. What happened? Well, Jeffrey asked him, before I begin to tell you the story of what went down, I want to, make sure that I'm talking to Justin, the man I handcuffed to the bed, and we do freaky things together. Or am I talking to Justin the cop? He said, if you was talking to Justin the cop, you'd already been took down when you told me that. If I want to take you down, I would, but tell me what happened. So he replays what went down, and Jeffrey get on Justin White Chocolate get on the dispatch to find out if there's any current warrants for Jeffrey Michael Harrington, okay? And Jeffrey don't know what he doing at first. He gets on his knees, he get the beg, and please don't tell them people, please don't tell them, please. He's like, man, just chill out. I got this. So, come back. Jeffrey ain't got no warrant. So, he tell him, he said, well, no warrant has been filed yet. Jeffrey want him to call back in and see if his mama dead. He said, give it a few minutes. We can't call back to back like that because it's going to raise suspicion, and I don't want that to happen. So just give it a few minutes. And he see how Jeffrey breaking down, and we found out in this moment, White Chocolate like Black Chocolate, because baby, he was over there caressing and soothing and trying to make Jeffrey feel all the more better about the situation that he in, okay? But poor Jeffrey just falling apart, child. He needed that tender love and care, I guess. Finally, after after Catherine got to prove by calling 911 that the people on their way to check on Veronica po down ass, she Finally gets EMS services to the cry house. They get there and immediately she starts to do what she always do. My son did it. So now these EMS workers done stopped in their track and they acting like they in the PJs looking around talking about it's the perp pill. We usually have to call the police before we can do anything when it's a situation, a violent situation. And I'm like, ain't nothing happened. So they go over there and they start checking on her child. And come to find out the womb ain't that serious because this bitch got breast implants that kind of saved her fucking life. But not Veronica. She can't excel. She don't, like Jim said a couple episodes ago, Veronica don't like to be embarrassed. And I guess her having fake boobies embarrasses her. Girl, your titties already ain't that damn big. How big was your titties before you started the implant situation? She arguing with them people she ain't got no implant. Hannah about to die over there because she peeping it all out. So basically they telling her they gonna take on down there to the hospital and ask her can she walk. Veronica, being the drama queen she accuses Jeffrey of being all the time, is over there like, I got a knife sticking out of my chest. How you gonna ask me can I walk? Well, the female EMS person decided to make it a little bit easier by just pulling the fucking knife out. Girl, we already told you the implant saved you. You good. You ain't got nothing but a little flesh wound. Go on up there and get you some damn stitches and sit on your ass. But no, not Miss Veronica. This bitch got to play the game the way she feel like the game supposed to be played. So she acting like she down on her look. Can't hardly make it up off that couch, off that chair to get to the ambulance that's awaiting her. So they have to assist her. This bitch playing it up, baby. Catherine, can you get my purse? And let me stop and pause and go back 1 minute. Did y'all notice when them EMS people knocked on that door that Catherine looked down at Hannah and Hannah looked back up at her? And I was here for Hannah. Hannah, you still a slave. But in that moment, girl, you was all right with me. Because you let that bitch know you better answer your own motherfucking door. Better take your box built bad ass over there and answer that door. Because, bitch, I don't work here no more. I'm really here for you. I'm just getting involved in all of this shit because I'm here for you. And people think that they come for me like Veronica had been doing. Well, she get her ass on out of there and gone to the hospital, child. When she leave out that house, Hannah break down laughing because I was laughing too. I was hollering at the fact that A, the bitch lying about the implants, and B, I just could only imagine she must have been a B cup when they first came. She went to the plastic surgeon for her to get her some boobies. Girl, everybody can't get them like this. You know, it's all right. Those of you who ain't got them, I'm sorry, child. Don't worry about it. Continue to buy them. Just make sure your son don't stab you in them, because then you're going to have a leak, and then it's going to cause other problems, okay? Well, she laughing, and she apologizing to Catherine. Catherine, I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I shouldn't be laughing about that situation. But she couldn't help her damn self, and I was laughing too. And I was thinking that would be like the breaking point where Catherine can finally have a laugh, because we already know Wyatt done passed away, so she think. And she upset about it. But she can't find no joy in it. My son is still dead. You can go home, Hannah. Bitch, look, let me tell you something. When she'd have said that to me, in my face, because I told you I'm all on camera, but in face to face, bitch, I'll wear you down. But when she'd have told me to go home, I would have told her, look, old bitch, get closer to me. Bitch, I wouldn't be here if you hadn't picked up the phone and called my phone. Out the kindness of my Christian heart, I came and I checked on you, bitch, because I do care and I do got some Christ in me. And you know, what it is, WWD, WWDG, whatever, what would Jesus do? So I showed up over here. You done already let your friend talk to me like I'm less than, and I had to deal with that. This bitch coming for my throat, and I'm supposed to be quiet, but I did that for you. Now, after all is said and done, I come to you because I need you as a friend. I'm trying to be your friend and support you here. Yes, that shit was funny. I'm not laughing about your son dying. I'm laughing at this bitch lying about these implants that the EMS and informed us that she got. That's what I'm laughing about. I'm laughing about the fact that this girl pushed this boy so far that he gave her a flesh wound that she tried to make it into something else. But what you're not going to do is call me over here and treat me like I'm your slave still. Tell you what, I'll go home, bitch. But when I go home, don't call me no more. I don't give a damn if Jim dropped dead, bitch. Don't you call my fucking phone no more. Since you wants to catch that attitude, now take your box built ass on up them fucking stairwell. Deuces hoe. That's what the fuck I would have told her. Because what you not gonna do is talk to me stupid when I'm here for you and I ain't even on the clock. Bitch, you ain't paid me one iota of coin. You still holding my other paycheck too. Bitch, I don't fuck with you. You best to be glad I'm here. But don't make me put my religion on this shelf and whoop your ass. That's what she should have said. But I know Tyler couldn't do all of that. But I would have. Okay, she gets in Benny Carter leaving. He calling her. Candace called Benny and told Benny what Jeffrey said. And they trying to figure out is Veronica dead. So the only person that would look, I guess, okay in their minds to call and find out would be Benny. And of course, again, this big ass beautiful mall with nobody shopping in it don't even know how to do that shit right. He called her and immediately she realized he was fishing for information. He gets to talking about, you know, where she is and why she over there. She said, I'm on my way home with your truck now. And I don't know what you trying to ask me questions about because I don't know what you want, boy. So basically, before she hang up, he say, is Veronica dead? She like, boy, didn't I tell you leave that man's wife alone? That man already asking me about his wife. Why is you still messing with this man? Why he saying I'm not? She said, well, what she was doing at your house? I was trying to have a conversation with her about something. She said, you know what, Ben, I ain't got time for this shit. I'll see you when I see you. She hung that phone up. She getting ready to leave, but she noticed the police car and came up behind her that contains a police officer and old Miss D.A. Jennifer girl. And they want to see Catherine. So, once again, instead of Hannah saying, okay, the bitch in there and driving the fuck on off like it ain't her business, she gonna take them on in the house to talk to Miss Cry. Hannah, I respect your religion because I don't consider myself a religious person. I consider myself a spiritual person. I do realize that there's a higher being taking care of all of us. You understand what I'm saying? Well, bitch, it come a time, and I seen you come out of a bag on a bitch. So don't act like because you sanctified, you holy, sanctified, and say that you can't tell people or let people ride when they need to ride. And that's what the fuck you need to do with this whole situation. Let this shit ride. Let these hoes figure it out for itself. But of course, she going there. She got to go and let Catherine know that DA girl there, and she gonna stick around to see what's gonna happen. Okay. Study inserting herself into that shit. Still a slave, girl. Still a slave. Our people been free for quite some time, and you still a slave to this white woman who, at the drop of a dime, show you that you ain't shit to her. Child, let me stop. I'm about to go on a tangent. Anyway, David arrives at the hotel to see Wyatt laying slumped over the bed, still like he was when we seen him 4-5 episodes ago. He asked the detective, has foul play been ruled out? He said, yeah, the junk is pretty much cleaned out, everything in here. And they said, well, have you turned him over? I can't identify the body. They turned him over, and David bends down like in a fatherly way, because he done seen Wyatt grow up, and he kind of sad about it. But then he knowed him. Jennifer say he been laying here over 30-some hours. Why he still warm? That's when they realized Wyatt ain't dead. Didn't I tell y'all Wyatt wasn't dead? I've been watching Tyler Perry a long motherfucking time. And I know how Tyler can twist, turn, and have your ass thinking one way and it's a totally different other way. Now, he ain't never reached out to me and had no conversation with me. Maybe one day my chip will come in, bitch. But what I can tell you is, I knew Wyatt wasn't fucking dead and he ain't. David tell him to call the paramedic shit. Okay. Finally, Candace calls Jeffrey to see if he went to the hotel. She on her way. He told her no. She like, well, where you at? In your backyard. Jeffrey is just his dingbat boy. He in love with the dick though. I got that from Bradley. Y'all know where I get that from. And that's the fuck it seemed like. Because you ain't been knowing this man long enough to be giving him all the tea. Why you giving him the tea? Child, whatever. Anyway, now she in a panic because she won't know why the fuck Jeffrey in her backyard, and she know why he back there, but it's gonna blow her damn mind when she get back there and see old white chocolate back there with him, with his mammy across the street. Y'all, that's all I got. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. See you back Friday for Fuck Shit Friday. Peace.